Hello, it's just Don here from Operation Alpha. Been a couple of days since my last video. Apologies for that, but I'm on tip number 8 of 30 now. And this next question is from Lesley Scott, and she wants to know, is it really possible to eat too much protein, or if that is just a bro science myth? So, you may have heard this if you're privy to bro science, the kind of advice that's maybe dished out on the gym floor, which is not necessarily a bad thing. By the way, there's a lot to be said for anecdote and personal experience, in my opinion. But the general kind of consensus is you'll often hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, you can't absorb more than 20 to 30 grams of protein in one dosage." Okay, so what they mean by that is that your body can't really synthesize that protein in terms of using it for the process of uh, repairing muscle tissue from your training. And yeah, so that seems to be the general consensus: 20 to 30 grams per serving of protein, and then the typical kind of bodybuilder style approach would be to eat that kind of portioning maybe 5 to 6 times a day. So yeah, so there you go. So that's kind of that's the advice that you'll routinely hear. So, okay, so in answer to this question, is it really true that you can eat too much protein? Well, in terms of protein synthesis, what they're saying is correct. So, in terms of how much protein your body can synthesize and use for the process of building muscle and muscle tissue repair, it's correct. The different, if you took 30 grams in one go, and if you took double the amount, in terms of protein synthesis, the effect would be the same. But the problem with this is that is making the assumption that the only reason you're going to eat protein is purely for repairing your muscles. And actually, that's not true. There's a myriad of other reasons why you would eat protein, and a myriad of other benefits. And that's important to realize. Not least is what else are you going to eat? Now, say you have a diet where you have a fairly high calorific total to meet in the day. If you're limiting yourself to the bare minimum of protein, you then have to make up the rest of your diet with carbohydrates and fat. And generally speaking, that's probably going to lead to not an ideal ratio, particularly for body composition if you're looking to stay lean. So in that regard, protein is something that you are also going to eat for energy as well, to just hit your daily calorie target. So it's useful in that regard as well, rather than just loading up on fats and carbohydrates. The other thing is the thermic effect. So this is the metabolic processing of your body in terms of breaking down proteins and converting it and taking it to the various places in the body where it needs to be used, is actually double that of either carbohydrates or fat. So in that regard, if you think about your metabolic rate, it's going to have a greater effect than eating carbohydrates and fat. So again, if we're thinking about fat loss, this is another reason why having a lot of protein in your diet, relatively speaking, is going to be really beneficial. The other thing is you can get quite scientific about this. So I'm going to make a very kind of simple statement, and that's basically you've got hormones in your body which help with the muscle building process, like human growth hormone, etc. And you've got hormones in the body that also help with the fat burning process, if you like glucagon. So there's quite a lot of these hormones, and protein again is seen to have a very positive effect on basically your fat burning hormones and also your muscle building hormones. Okay, so you've got all of that stuff, and then the other thing as well is if you're getting your protein, most of your protein from real foods, then again, you're not just eating protein. You know, those foods are not just protein. They come with other things as well. So you're going to get things like BCAAs, creatine from, you know, steak and red meat, and also CLA. And then you've got all the vitamins and minerals that come with the food as well, some of which is particularly abundant in protein-rich foods. So when you start to think about it, there's a lot of reasons why you would have a lot of protein in your diet, as well as, you know, further and beyond just pure protein synthesis. So there you go. Very long answer. So in brief, can you eat too much protein? No. Your body will process, say, 30 grams of protein maximum purely for the process of protein synthesis. But then there's all these other reasons why you would want to eat protein as well. And, you know, basically for your fat burning and muscle building process, vitamins and minerals. There's just so many reasons to have a lot of protein in the diet. So I hope that's been useful. So I think this has been my longest video so far. But if you've got any more questions, please do keep them coming. You can comment below this video or send me a private message, and I will speak to you soon. Cheers.